What's going on today, guys? What's up? Billy Kreisen out here in Sarasota, Florida. So today we're going on a few calls, just 3 maintenances today. It's cold in Florida. We don't have too many service calls. We get no heats every once in a while. But as you guys know, I'm a selling technician for the most part, so I just do maintenances mostly. I'll do an occasional service call if we get like swamped with them, because I can't do service. I just prefer to do maintenances and upsell repairs. But anyways, so like I said, we have 3 calls today. The first call is a 2018 unit. I don't know what they will need or if anything's going to need to be done. I've been there before about a year ago, and I think I recommend just a coil cleaning is what I recommended to him. So we'll see what it needs this time. And the second call is, I believe, a 2018 or a 2017 as well. So we'll have to see there as well. I don't know if we can upsell too much on those calls. Just depends on what we can find. But as you guys know, if you look hard enough, you can probably find something. So. And then the third call I have no information on, so we'll just have to see when we get there. But anyways, I will keep you guys updated with everything, and I will let you know if we come across anything exciting. See ya. Hey, all right. So the first call didn't do too much. Didn't upsell anything. I just renewed a maintenance policy, a 2-year maintenance policy for $250. So that's good. It keeps us busy. At least we have a new maintenance contract. The coil, his evaporator coil, was extremely dirty, even though it was a 2018 unit. He just doesn't do a great job of changing his filters on time. But when I got there, he had a new filter, but he told me that he'll only change it, every 2 or 3 months, when realistically he should be doing it like once a month, or maybe even more than that with the type of house that he was living in. But so I just recommend it. Oh yeah, and then his outdoor capacitor, he had a 40/5 dual capacitor, and plus or minus 6%, and it was like just out of that 6% range. I think 6% was like 37.7 microfarads. It was reading like 37.1 microfarads. So I just let him know, hey, you don't necessarily have to replace it right now, but it is recommended to change it out once it gets out of that manufacturer specification. And it can, I know it most likely won't fail, but it can fail at any point once it gets out of that specification. So as long as you just let them know that, so they're aware, then they can make a more advised decision. Because if you just tell them, hey, you got a weak capacitor, it costs $225 to change it, chances are that they're going to just say, well, let's just wait until next time because it's working right now. So you got to explain, what the downside of leaving a weak capacitor is, how it can affect the equipment. And I always let people know, even though it doesn't happen too often, if you do keep starting a compressor on a weak capacitor, it's not good for the compressor at all. So I know you never see like failed compressors based off of it. But if you keep trying to start a compressor on a weak capacitor, eventually you're gonna wear out that start winding. So just keep that in mind. It's not good for the compressor to keep starting it on a weak capacitor. So just let the customer know that. But anyways, Going to the second call now. I believe this is a 2018 or 2017 piece of equipment, and it actually says on the paperwork, it says no high pressure sales, but that's not how we that's not how we play anyways, so they don't have to worry. A lot of people get taken advantage of by other technicians in this industry, and they get scared, so they'll just tell the business, hey, don't come out here and give me high pressure sales like you did last time. But if you're doing high pressure sales, then man, you don't need to be doing high pressure sales. No reason to do high pressure sales, in my opinion. It's not high pressure if you're just sitting there and asking questions, but it's all really just about how the customer perceives that you're doing that. So if you're really pushy and trying to force them to give you answers and they're not comfortable with it, then yeah, that's going to come off as pushy. But there's techniques to building rapport and getting the customer to trust you. So when you are asking those questions, it feels more to them that they're being advised and trying to be helped, compared to trying to be pushed to do something that they don't want to do. So just keep in mind that it is so important to build rapport and build a relationship with your customer before you start asking for money. And that's the difference. So anyways, I'll keep you guys updated if we come across anything fun. So see ya. 2.26 amps on our blower. Check for low voltage. .40 volts on our low volt coming right off the transformer. There. Make sure we're getting it to green. Obviously we are. Just hold it there for a second. There he goes. There's our blower. A 2019. Hey, so if you want to get your customer to like you and you want to build good rapport with them, then offer them some type of free service. And it doesn't have to be expensive, it can be very cheap. I just bought this fogger machine. It's like $100 on Amazon. I just put Lysol and water in it, and then it's a free service. Be like, hey, can I just sanitize this? You get a little bit of growth in there. I'll do it free of charge. And that's how you build rapport. They start to trust you and love you after you do that. So I'm gonna go take care of this now. All right, we're gonna do a quick fog sanitizer cycle on the air handler here. Go ahead and get started on that. Okay, we're gonna check these refrigerant pressures here. I don't have that tool, the locking cap remover tool right now. I lost it. Had like, can't even tell you how many. I probably had like 2 or 3 of them, and I just lose them so frequently. So I might have to set this phone down and grab it here for a second. That. There's one. That's how you do that. Just kind of go in at an angle until it locks up on it. It should just come right off. Just like that. Just like that. You kind of just throw it in there at an angle so it locks it, so you can twist it off. You gotta hold it while you're doing it too. Pull it back out. Don't forget to put your screw back in. Okay, let's check out these pressures. See what we got. Okay, blue to suction. Okay, we got a little over 100 psi on our suction. This looks good. And then we got, yeah, looking good. Looking very good. Go ahead and take subcool measurement. Let's get this guy out here. Sorry, I got a messy tool bag right now. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Then you know what's up. We're going to take our liquid line temp. Take a temperature 80.6 degrees on that liquid line. And our saturation is, where was that? That's 81 degrees on our liquid line. And our saturation is about 91. So that gives us 10 degrees of subcooling, which is right on point. That looks good. Okay, very good. All right, we're gonna take a vapor temperature real quick. Yeah, man. I don't know, that thing's not beer can cold like it should be, but it's kind of cold out, but you know, that's probably why it's not sweating or nothing. Now let's see what the temp is. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Got 51 degrees on that suction line. It's real good. There we go. All right, I'm gonna kill the power. And we're gonna check this, check that capacitor, and we're gonna check the contactor as well. See, oh, scared the hell out of me. Jesus. I'm real scared of wasps, so I always, every time I open these up, I pay attention for if there's any bees flying around. So anytime I see anything moving in there, I just automatically assume it's a freaking fully loaded wasp nest that's gonna attack me. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and check out our cap. There it is. Thing still looks very new, so I doubt it's gonna be weak, but we'll go ahead and test it anyways. So, you know the deal, we're gonna discharge. Handy dandy screwdriver to do that. And then, need some pliers. Okay. Of course, I'm gonna check voltage coming in before I start touching anything. So we're going up here. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Okay. Let's come in here. When you're checking your microfarads on a capacitor, disconnect everything except for your common. You don't gotta disconnect your common. There's our fan wire right here. Was that Herm right there? Maybe? Yeah, Herm. Okay. Just like that. And you can leave your common on there that just runs to the top of the contactor there. So you can leave that on and still measure your microfarads. Let's go. Okay. Here we go, microfarad. Okay. This guy is rated for 45.5, so first measurement needs to be about 45. 43.4, or no, that's 48.4. It's actually, yeah, it's going between 48.4 and 43.4. I think it's 48.4, which is even above what it should be, so I'll say that's good. Oh, you know what, that's why. Oh, there we go. It's because I had my terminal leg resting across the fan side as well. So, okay, when it's just Herm and common, it's 43.5 plus or minus 6%. So I'll calculate that in a second. So 43.5 plus or minus 6%, 5% would be 10% would be 4, so 5% would be 2. So I think it's good right now. It's right on the edge. I'll let her know about it because it's right on the line there. Okay, let's check this side. 4.95. That is that's good right there. So okay, capacitor's good. We can go ahead and plug that guy back up there. Okay, I don't like to grab wires. I actually didn't even discharge this capacitor. You should always discharge your capacitor, but we're just gonna go for it. I feel like getting my screwdriver out right now. Okay. It's a different way. And I'm not touching the terminal, so just so you know. Touching the wire, and I line it up, get the tip of it on there, and then coming back and grab it with the pliers and just crank it down, just like that. I'll take this purple. I wasn't paying attention to when I did this, so let's look at our schematic. I think it's for the fan, and it goes to common probably, but if you're not sure, just look. Okay, fan's brown, purple goes to common, which comes from our control module. Is that a CM? Oh, so this thing has a module on it. Okay, so purple comes from the module to common. So yeah, that's for our fan, it goes to common. So you can see purple, common. And then red's common, we already knew that. Yellow is Herm, that's our compressor. And then brown is our fan. It's our start winding for a fan. So, okay, so brown for fan, purple for common. Man, didn't even notice those guys right there. I don't know if they're dead or not. Yeah, okay. right, so yeah, we're gonna go purple to common. Purple to common. Like I said, I'm not touching the metal because I don't like to get shocked. I didn't discharge it. And then this goes to, what's that, our fan right there. Like I said, come back at the end with your pliers and just torque everything or crank it all down. Okay, just like that. And just turn her back on, see if she fires up there. Good. Take an amp draw on our compressor just to see wherever that may be. .36 amps. So yep, compressor's on, fan's obviously on. That's good. Check the fan as well. .70. That's good. Yeah, that drain line is draining. Oh yeah. That's good. Yep, very good. All right, what's going on, guys? So I just finished up my last call. Only had 2 calls today. Thought I had 3. So the second call was pretty good. I got some film. Everything looked pretty good, and of course I wanted to upsell even though everything was in really good shape. So what I told her is that it would be recommended to upgrade the line set, just because hers was not, hers was like original to the house when it was installed, so it was like 30 years old, I think is what she said, like 20 something years old. So I said, you know, line sets, they'll typically last maybe 30 years or so, maybe even less. So yours is getting kind of around that age. I think it's time, if you want to be proactive, to start thinking about replacing the line set. And she was actually interested in that. She said she was interested, and she asked if we had any payment plans to do that. And I did say that we had no interest payment plans, and as soon as I told her that, she said, well, let's just be proactive and get it done. And so I went ahead and signed her up for some financing, got her approved, and did end up getting $1,900 to replace a line set and do a line set cover with a cap on it. So yeah, that's how you can kind of, you don't necessarily need to find something wrong to sell. Selling is just a conversation. There doesn't need to be anything wrong with the equipment to upsell a line set. If the line set's old, just because it's still working, just let them know that, hey, this is the average life expectancy of a line set, and when it's up in the attic and it's exposed to heat, it can corrode, it can break down over time. So it's best to be proactive and just replace it. So that's what we did. We replaced we're going to replace the line set. Let me show you. I'll show you the paperwork here. Can't show you the finance application, but I can show you. Well, that was for a line set and a capacitor. So yeah, I mean, it was a 2019 unit. Not a thing wrong with it. Not a single thing wrong with it. It was perfect, working beautifully. But yet, we could still come in and upsell a line set. And she was happy. She was so happy about it because she was happy that I brought it to her attention. I wasn't pressuring her. I said, hey, this is an issue that's going on. And I just explained there's nothing wrong with it now, but there could be something wrong in the future. So that's just how I positioned it. And she felt like I was advising her because we had already had a good conversation before. So she felt like I was advising her. And she even said at the end, because this was the call that said no high pressure sales, and I still sold her. And she even said at the end, I feel like I wasn't taken advantage of this time. And it was all just because we had a good conversation in the beginning. As soon as I got there, I just started building rapport. I've never met this lady once in my life before, but the first thing I did as soon as I walked through that door was just have an absolutely great attitude and just start being very personable with her. And we built a relationship very quickly. She liked me. She told me about the bad experiences she had with the last technician that was out there. So I made sure that I went above and beyond for this customer. And she even told me at the end she really felt like, even though she was spending $1,900 with us, that she felt like she wasn't being taken advantage of, and she was really happy to make this purchase, and because she didn't want to have to worry about the line set failing. So that is how you can upsell on a maintenance call with brand new equipment, and there not even be a single thing wrong with it, without being pushy. You don't have to lie, you don't have to be pushy. You just build good relationship, build good rapport, and then just make recommendations. Don't sit here and say, hey, you need to do this right now. Just say, hey, I noticed this one thing. This is what can happen. I would recommend, with my professional opinion, I'd recommend that you replace it. That's as simple as it is. And then you leave it at that. And then they're either going to say, okay, thank you for the information. Can you do it? And they'll ask you if you can do it, or they'll ask you who can do it. And you can tell them that you can do it, that your company will do it. And then sometimes we'll get the work like that. So anyways, that's what happened. $1,900 ticket on the last call, even though there wasn't a thing wrong with it. Brand new 2019 Goodman in great shape. And we still got $1,900 of revenue. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for sticking around and watching. I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye.